Hello, this is Femal Beauty. You're welcome to my YouTube channel, the channel where you learn basic steps on how to tie different styles of gele. But first of all, today we'll be talking about the basic steps on how to tie a round gele from the step 1 to the last step. Alright, so the first thing you need to know is to identify the texture of the gele you are tying. Basically, there are two different type of textures. We have the ashoke, in which I'm holding right here, and also we have the seigo texture. After identifying the texture, what you need to know again, you need to know the amount of layers that is on the material. Material with three layers are generally used for tying gele with ashoke. How do you identify these three layers, in which the Yoruba called awemeta? You pick up your material and check the amount of faces your material has. Like this has three faces. Like I counted, it has three faces. With that, it is three layers. So after that, you need to know the measurement of gele. General measurement for gele is 100. How do you calculate this? When you pick up your material, you fold it into two equal parts and you put it on your waist. Once it touches your ankle, that means it is 100. And the next thing you need to do is you pick up the first face of your material and you fold it. When picking the place you want to fold, you don't have to pick a large amount of material, just a little amount of material. So you fold till you consume the material. You see the way I'm folding? There are two ways of folding. It's either you ask someone to help you hold one edge while you fold from the other edge you're holding, or you fold it this way. Then after folding, you squeeze the material. Alright, so after squeezing the gele to make the plate stand well, the next thing you need to know is to know the measurement of the exact style you want to tie. The general measurement for a round gele, in which we will be teaching today, is 70-30. How do we calculate this 70-30? Let's do the mathematics out. Like I said earlier, I said the whole gele is 100. That means to get our 70-30, you first of all divide the 100 into two equal places. That means we'll be having 50-50. Like I did here, I divided it into two equal parts. I got my 50-50. After getting your 50-50, you divide your 50 into two equal parts as well. That means you're dividing 50 into 25-25. So you divide it into two equal parts, like the way I just did right here. So I divided it into two equal parts. So I have 25-25. So 125 went to the other 50. So we have 75-25. But the measurement isn't complete. So we need to take 5 away from that 75 and add it to the 25 to get our 30. How do we do that? When you hold the edge of your 25-75, you put in your middle finger into the space that is at the two edge. So it is your finger. There is a limit in which your finger will get to. So it is that limit your finger get to. You use it to lift the fabrics. Like I'm just doing here, you will lift the fabric. So lifting that fabric, you've gotten your 5. So you lift the fabric and get the 5, and you add it to the 25. With that, we get our 70-30, just like that. After getting your 70-30, you squeeze. The main reason why you squeeze is for you not to find it difficult where to place the fabrics on your client's head. So as you squeeze now, you can get the space in between the 70-30. As you can see the line, so it is the line you place on your client's head before you start making your plate. And how do you make your plate? There are two ways of making plate. Is either you make the plate on the client's head or you make the plate on your laps. So to make the plate, there you use your 3 fingers, you use the thumb, you use the second and the third one. So it is the thumb that will be outside and the two other fingers will be inside of the fabrics. So it is the two other fingers you will use in picking up your fabrics and arrange. Generally, the first phase is meant to have 4 pleats, but you can pick as many as you can. As you can see, the last fourth pleat I picked ends on the first phase. It ends on the first phase, as you can see. Alright, so this is the second way of making your plate. Like I said earlier, it's either you make it on your lap or you make it on your client's head. So when you place your fabric on your client's head, you start making your plates. It's the same process in making it on your lap. So you make it on your client's head. It must be first. You can see the fourth one end of the first phase. So you ask your client to hold one side for you to arrange the other side neatly and carefully. So you arrange it accordingly, very neat and careful. After arranging that, you ask your client to hold the part for you to arrange the second one as well. So you have to arrange the second one neatly and carefully like the way you arranged the first one. So you arranged, and after arranging it as well, as you can see the way I'm arranging it, very neat and careful. So after arranging it as well, you ask your client to help you hold it, and after holding it, you then go to the back and arrange the pleat you made. You arrange the pleat carefully before you cross, and you arrange in a way that it will be easy for you to cross. How do you cross? You cross by letting the long hand be below the short hand, and make sure when crossing the gele is firm on the client's head. Then you ask your client to help you hold the short end. In order for you not to have issue or face challenges when pleating or when it's time for you to tie, make sure after crossing the long end on the fabric, make sure it is placed very well on the fabric. When you are sure you've placed it very well on the fabric, then you make additional 3 pleats on that face before you move to the tying stage. You then make additional 3 pleats on that face and make sure those pleats are gapped consecutively. You then arrange those pleats you make downwards and make them come together. You make sure it is well balanced before you tie. Alright, so you then go to the back and ask your client to hold the 2 ears for you before tying. At that point, your client will have released the short end, so you make a rough pleating on both ends. In my next video, I'll be showing you how to tie the back of a gele. I would like you to subscribe to this channel and get notified when I drop the next video. Before you tie, you check the front of the gele where your client is holding if there is no any shiftiness in it, because if there is any shiftiness in it and you are not aware, it will cause a lot of error or challenges for you at the middle point or at the end, and at that moment there won't be any form of adjustment except you want to lose it and start from the beginning. After you've checked and confirmed there is no any shiftiness in that part, you then proceed to the tying. You tie 2 times. The first tying must be very tight and firm, and it must not cause any removal from the ear, because if it does, there will be issue like the gele won't be firm on your client's head, and at the middle point the gele might remove from your client's head. It won't be firm anymore. So after you've confirmed and there is no any removal in the ear in your first tying, you proceed to the second tying. After tying, then you come to the front and check if there is no any error. If there is, it is advisable for you to lose the second one and adjust any error before you proceed to the next step. As you can see, everything is neat and is already giving us what we want. Alright, so we've gotten to that part where we want to get our round look. In this part, you pick a plate on top of the previous plate. But before you pick another plate on top of it, make sure the plate you pick is well arranged on the left side and on the right side, like the way I'm doing right now. I'm trying to make sure it is well arranged on the left side and on the right side. After you've arranged it, then you go pick another plate on top of it. Alright, so you do that repeatedly until you used up all the fabrics. After making up all your plates, you then go to the back to lose the second tying. So after losing the second tying, you will arrange the plate you made. You arrange the plate you made. There will be some excess beneath it. So the excess beneath it, you put it on where you lose the second tying and tight it on it so it will stand firm. Just like the way I will do right now. You just see, I put it on it and I tight it. When I tight it, the gele is firm. The pleat I made there was firm. So after doing that, there are 2 ways of folding the back. Is either you pin it down or you fold it in a donut shape. Folding it in a donut shape is meant for the hair of your client to show, but you folding it inside is meant to cover the hair of your client in case your client said she did not want her hair to be visible. Alright, after that, you then come to the front and arrange the plate. Anywhere you see error, you correct it, and you can also raise your gele at this part. So when you're done raising the gele, you come to the back and adjust it to the back a little bit. There are basically 2 ways in adjusting gele to the back. I will definitely show that in my next video as well. Alright, so thanks for watching and learning from Fema Beauty. Please kindly click on the subscribe button and give this video a thumb like. If you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section.